What's up, guys? Today we are back, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of build series on my red foiler right here. Now, I actually did a video back in the summer of me working on this thing and fixing a few things. I was mainly fixing it because the transmission exploded. And it exploded because 2 years ago, dang, 2 years ago, wow. 2 years ago, I was drifting just in my back pasture, and the chain came off, but when it came off, the sprocket from the transmission actually caught the chain, so it yanked it, and when it yanked it, it yanked one of the tooth off of the main gear right here. As y'all can see right there, there's a tooth missing. So that little tooth caused a whole bunch of problems in the transmission. So my plan was to just fix the transmission and get this thing running again. Well, this thing's a 2015, and Arctic Cat actually got bought out by another company. I don't know what company that is, but trying to find parts for this is very difficult, and I'm not having any luck. Like, I'm borderline almost having to buy a whole nother engine just to replace the transmission. I'm not about to do that. It'd be my cheapest route, but I have an idea, and it could be a good YouTube series. My plan is to take this 90cc out and put in a Predator 212 Ghost racing engine. Oh yes, you heard me. A Predator 212 Ghost racing engine. My friend Ivan, he actually gave me this engine right here. This is just a 196 engine, 196 cc's, and it's got a lot of power. This go-kart can do, it can definitely do 60, maybe 70. And that's only 196 cc's. Before I get started, I want to talk about this four-wheeler. So this was my first ever four-wheeler, like first ever four-wheeler I ever got. I got this thing back in 2015, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2015. So I've had it for 10 years. This is a Arctic Cat Altera 90, has 90 cc's. It's a 2015, so I've had it as long as I've had it as old as it is. I think that makes sense. I don't know. I'm kind of brain dead. Had a long day of school. Yep. Anywho, but anyway, so like I said, this is my first ever four-wheeler, and you know, because it's my first ever four-wheeler, it's very sentimental, and you know, I want to keep it for a while, or I just want to keep it forever, basically. So 2 years ago, I was driving around, having fun, doing some drifts, and I went into a drift, and the chain fell off. I was like, okay, all right. And then the sprocket that comes from the transmission, it caught the chain. So when it did that, it yanked it, and it actually chipped a tooth, as you can see right there. It chapped. It chipped the tooth of the main shaft. That's what, you know, that's what comes from the engine. So it chipped the tooth on that, and then the other gears just kind of said, see you bye. So the transmission's kind of exploded. And I actually did a video last summer, which was supposed to be a series of like me fixing it and getting it running again. Well, I can't find parts. Arctic Cat is no longer Arctic Cat. Like, somebody's bought out Arctic Cat. I don't know what their name is, but you can't find parts for these things anymore. And, you know, I'm kind of at a loss because, I mean, I can go on eBay and buy parts, but wouldn't it be cool if we took the 90cc out and we put in a Predator 212 Ghost racing engine? Wouldn't that be cool? I think it's a great idea. It may be a little bit expensive, but hey, it'll keep this thing living forever. It'll have a crap ton more power. It'll probably do, with that engine, it'd probably do 60, 70 miles an hour, which I'll probably not be doing because that'd be scary. This thing's scary going 30. But that is what I want to do with this thing, is I want to take this 90cc out and put in a Predator 212 Ghost racing engine. And I'm going to have a torque converter to, you know, power it because, you know, four-wheeler. I don't want to have just a clutch like that for this. I mean, this go-kart just has a clutch because, well, it doesn't weigh anything, and most of the time you're just on the road driving around. And, you know, that go-kart's meant for speed, but since this four-wheeler is a four-wheeler, you're going to be doing off-road, you need a torque converter. So I measured it out, and the width of the frame, or like the width of this engine, is 14 inches. And the Predator 212 with the torque converter is a little bit over, so we're going to lose some feet room. So because we're putting a Predator 212 in my four-wheeler, that engine's not meant for this four-wheeler. And because we're putting it in it, we're going to have to do some fabrication work. And Ivan, my friend, he's actually going to help me. I'll have his channel linked down below. It's The Ivan Show. He has a few cool videos, a bunch of funny videos of us and Connor, and just a lot of redneck stupid stuff. But he's actually going to help me weld up some stuff and get this engine into this four-wheeler and get this thing zooming. So, a lot of fabrication work that's going to be done. One concern that I do have, so back here, look on the rear axle. The sprocket on the rear axle is on the right side, okay? Well, on the Predator 212, the sprocket, or the output shaft, is on the left side. So somehow we're going to have to get the engine in here, and then we're going to have to make a jack shaft somewhere back here. I don't know where. So basically what a jack shaft is, if y'all guys don't know, so you have a sprocket, and then you have like a shaft, and then you have another sprocket. So it takes, like, for instance, okay, here, let's look at this. See how the output shaft is on the left side of this engine? Left, right? Well, what will happen is the chain will come from the output shaft. You'll have the jack shaft, so you'll have a sprocket here, a shaft, and then another sprocket here, which changes the chain to go over here. So it'll go from left to the right, which is what we need to power this four-wheeler. Now, we're going to have to build this jack shaft correctly, because if you're just one little millimeter off, you could definitely feel it, because it's going to be going what, and that could lead to a chain popping and popping down at your legs. So we don't want that. So we got to be very precise with this build. I think the jack shaft is just going to be the hardest part. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to make a mounting plate for the engine. But, yeah, a lot of fabrication work. But before any of that happens, that guy has to come out of there. And I'm not really wanting to take this body off, because that's going to be a pain in the butt. So somehow, some way, we're going to get that engine out without taking the body off. I only got so much room here. I am going to take the airbox off. If y'all guys can see up in there. The carburetor's there, airbox is there. I'll take that off. It'll give me a little bit more room. I should be able to get this thing out. But if I don't, y'all can laugh at me, because I'm going to film it for y'all. This is going to be a fun build series, because, you know, this is my first four-wheeler. I love this thing. And, you know, it's been sitting for 2 years, which is way too long. Well, actually, no, it hadn't been sitting for 2 years. It's actually about to be 2 years. But that's way too long. I need to be driving this thing while I can still fit on it. So, I've actually been calling this thing, like, the Legend, because first four-wheeler. It's what taught me how to drive. And now we got this big guy. Old Big Joe. That's what we named it, Big Joe. Because it's big. I don't know where the Joe came from, but it's big. Yeah, don't mind this or that. Let's just say the snow and Big Joe didn't get along together. And a fence. Anyway, I guess let's start with these bolts down here, the front two bolts, and then the one back there. And then we'll get the airbox out and off, and the carburetor off. Just so we can get as much room as possible. So let's get right to it. Okay guys, I'm sorry for the loud noise. I have the heater on right now. I will turn it off once it gets warm in here, but it's kind of freezing right now, and I hate working in the freezing cold. So sorry about the heater on right now. I'll turn it off as soon as it finishes getting warm in here. But let's go ahead and Let's go ahead and take the airbox off and the carburetor, because we'll just work from the top and go down to the engine. So it looks like we have, okay, where's the brightness at? Oh my God. It looks like we got bolt here. And I think there's a bolt on the other side too. So it looks like there's 2, maybe 3 bolts on the airbox. And then the only thing that's holding the carburetor is just the throttle cable and then the airbox boot, which is easy to take off. Got a lot of oil lines to take off, a lot of stuff to take out. Yeah. Comment down below, what do y'all think we should do with this engine? Because me and Ivan, we're gonna fix it up, get it running again, running right, and we might like get a shopping cart and make a shopping cart go-kart, or maybe like a limousine go-kart. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. Comment down below what y'all want to see. Alright guys, so I'm taking off the airbox bolt now. I don't know if there's a, no there's not. I was wondering if there was a nut on the back of it, but there's not. I kind of feel bad taking the original motor out of this thing, because, well, it's the original motor and it still runs. The engine's fine. It's just the transmission. But in the end, this thing's gonna be cool with the Predator 212 in here. And actually, I'm thinking about it now, we could, if I ever wanted to, we could put this engine back in here, because we're actually gonna make a plate that sits on the frame, and this thing actually sits up off the frame. It just has 3 bolts holding it. Alright, bolts out, or screw. There's only 3 bolts on this thing in, and it sits up. It doesn't sit on the frame. Alright. Oh wow, the airbox is actually loose. Oh yeah, because the, what's the thing on? The other bolt is cracked in half. Alright, so I got the airbox off, and one thing that I'm doing is everything that I take off, I'm putting right back on. Not right back on the four-wheeler, but right back on the engine, because if I ever want to put this engine back in this four-wheeler, or if I ever want to use this engine for something else, I want to be able to have everything I need and not have to go online and spend money and waste time trying to find parts. So I want to save everything that I have and keep it, because I think later on in the future it would help me out. Plus, I need to practice putting stuff back where it goes, because I lose stuff a lot. I am really excited because I've been wanting to drive this thing, but I can't because, well, it doesn't move. And I hate seeing it just sitting. I mean, it hasn't moved out of this spot in probably 6 months. 6 months is way too long. Alright, here I put this one screw back in. Maybe. There we go. Alright, airbox is off and put together somewhat. Alright, so now I'm gonna get the carburetor out. Don't mind the gas leaking from it. It's just all the gas left in the bowl. There's one screw, I think. Yep. Let's get the other one. That screw's on here tight. There we go. Alright, there's one screw. Let's get the other one out. There we go. Got it. Let's get this little clip. Now, the electric choke should come out. There we go. Got it out. That thing's kind of sharp. Alright. Now, let's hold this thing still. Gas in the tank. I drained it. Alright, here's the carburetor. Now I'm going to do the smart thing and put everything back where it went. So guy on. Put these screws back in. Put this screw back in. Well, maybe. I mean, this screw's being stubborn. There we go. Alright, carburetor's out, and it has leak gas all over me. Okay guys, so we are going to go ahead and take this front motor mount out. Because I want the motor to drop down so I can get to other stuff. This might be a little interesting. You guys know how to take these out? Actually, it'd probably be better if I take the bottom ones out, to be honest. Are there bolts back here? No. Yeah, that'd be easier. Alright. Let's go. Let's just take these out. Alright, that looks right. Well, I was wrong. Probably half. Yep. Oh, half. There we go. Number 2. That one's out. I'm taking these front ones out first because the back one is still holding it up, so it won't necessarily just fall out. Well, you know, I don't think it would. Although this thing's got some weight on it. Nah, because most of it's sitting on the tire that's underneath it. Alright, we got both of them out, so we'll put those back in once we get the other side out. Okay, so I got the other motor mount out right there, but I'm out of time today, so we will pick this up tomorrow. So guys, we are back. Today is a new day. Yesterday we got the airbox out. Well, we got the airbox off. We got the carburetor out. And we got the two front motor mount bolts and actual just motor mounts off, and they're just sitting there right now. And all we have to do is unhook all the wiring and then unhook the rear motor mount that's right there. And then we'll just have to fight this engine to get it out. I've been looking at what the best way is to get this thing out. And I think maybe going this way, since I've already taken the step off over here. But I'm literally going to have to, I guess I could just slide it over this way and then turn it. I don't know. It's going to be kind of interesting, try to get this thing out. But all I worry about is all the wiring, just making sure I got everything off and everything, you know, I know what it goes to. Because I want to keep this engine. I want to have all the wiring and make sure everything's good before I just take everything apart. So, I think let's get all the wiring undone, and then we will get that back motor mount out. We'll take the whole engine out. So, let's get right to some wires. So, these wires right here, this one is for the starter. Yep. That's for the starter right here. This is the coil. So that comes apart. I hate these clips. They're always such a pain to try and get them off. Oh, you know how this one unhooks. I guess like that. Hate these things. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Try to get this one. Ow. There we go, got one. Now that's probably 1 out of 1 million. So we'll be here for a while. Didn't mean to hit the camera. I don't need to unhook that because that's just electric choke. Need to get the coil wire off, which is this one, which is being a pain. Go figure. I don't know what it's stuck on. Oh, there's these stupid tabs. That's gotta be such a pain. La 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 la. This is annoying. Yeah, this is annoying. Alright, we'll come back to that. What else is there? Here, let's get this oil line over here. So up here, we got the oil line that goes from the transmission, and it goes nowhere. So, where did that? Oh, I bet that's where that... Oh! That makes sense now. So, where is it? So, I had a random, when I was rebuilding this thing... Oh, here it is. See right here? See how that has like a little notch? I bet that plugs into that. And this is the whole oil, with the trans fluid stuff. That makes a lot of sense now. Because back in the summer, I was like, what does this go to? I don't know what this goes to. Makes sense now. And that makes sense why the white four-wheeler leaks oil. Because it continuously leaks trans fluid. You always have to fill it back up. And it's probably because the return line isn't on. So, need to check that. But that was easy. Already unhooked. So we'll just put that down there. And we'll set it over here. Alright, that works. What else is there? That's undone. Fuel line's undone. Smells like gas. There's not much to this motor. What's this? That's unhooked. All there is just this coil wire. I might just take the coil off because it's being a pain. If anybody knows or has a transmission for one of these, please let me know. I really want to use this trans. Or all I need is this gear right here. Here, let me put it on the table over here so I can get a better look at it. It's this gear right here. It's called the main shaft. This is all I need to get that engine fixed. That's all I need right here. Just this main shaft. If anybody has a main shaft, or if anybody, has a foiler or an Arctic Cat that they're not using, please send me that or let me know in the comments below or something, because I'd really like to get this engine working again. Okay guys, so believe it or not, every wire on this thing is off, and I didn't realize it, but there's like no wiring on this thing, which is why I like old machines. You see that Model A right there? You want to see the wiring harness or where all the wires are? Right here. That's it. That's where your wires stay. That's what controls the entire thing. So that box goes to the distributor. That's it. I mean, you got like 2 wires for your headlights and then like another wire for your taillights, and that's it. Maybe a build series on this. I don't know. I need to buy it because I didn't mind. But it'd be pretty cool to get this engine running. Needs a little bit of work. It needs new valves. It does need new valves. It needs new springs. So I might do a build video on that this summer. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a pretty cool car though. It's a 1931 Ford Model A. Pretty nifty. But we got to get this project done first. Alright, so I've been battling this coil plug right here, and it's not coming off. So I'm just going to take the coil off and it should be quicker. I think we need 5/16. Let's see if that works. Might not be a 5/16, and I bet we're gonna have to take. That is 5/16. Cool. All right, I think we can get in there with the socket. We'll bring whole drive shaft thingy, and then we'll get extension and wrench. Okay. Can I get in there like that? Yeah, we can get in there. Alright, got that one loose. Hey, where's the magnet at? Guess we'll find out here in a second. Come on. Okay, that screw is being stubborn. Yeah, the magnet is definitely right here. Yep, it's definitely right there. Oh yeah. I hate wiring. Okay guys, so after battling this wire for the coil, I finally got it out. And now, I mean, that's really it. Put the gas line up here. There we go. That's really all there is. Everything's unhooked, all the wiring's unhooked. Surprisingly, like, there's no wires on this thing, which is crazy. I mean, it's just like this. There's actually like 5 wires on this thing total. And that's why I like old things, because this Model A, it's a 1931, I think. Yeah, it's 1931. Here's your wiring harness box. That's it. That's all there is. I mean, it has a few wires over there for the tail lights in the back. And then, like, a wire for the gauge over there. And then 2 wires for the headlights that would be there. And that's really it. So, that is why I like old cars. Because now you got all these new cars with 1 million wires and all this technology crap. But everything's unhooked. So, let's get that rear motor mount unbolted. And this thing's ready to come out. Okay, guys. So, I got the other side of the rear motor mount. I got the bolt over there. It has a wrench on it, so let's start taking this guy off. Alright, so we'll spin that wrench. So, alright, I need it over here. Might have to get a breaker bar for this because it might be a little tight. Alright, the wrench on the other side just now. Well, never mind. It's not tight at all. That should be much tighter than what it was, because that is not tight at all. It's about out. There it goes. It's out. Okay, now, what if I can just pick this engine up and it come out? This guy's not being easy. Y'all want a motor bolt? There you go. Alright. The engine is unbolted. So now all we gotta do is have a little bit of a battle getting this engine out. So that's gonna be fun. I'm thinking just coming this way with it, move it sideways, and then just kind of pick it up and turn it. Because, you know, this is a bigger side because there's no step here. So, let's get to battling. Okie dokie. I'm gonna take these gears out because they're just gonna fall out. Alright, that one's in there. Go put these away. Okay. Let's see how heavy this thing is. Yeah, I had a feeling these front motor mount bolts are gonna be kind of annoying. They're just gonna be catching everything. Alright, I need the front to come up and sideways. Alright, now let's put these wires somewhere. Alright. There we go. Can't say I've really done this with an engine before. Trying to get this oh. Gas line's in the way over here. Okay, oh, that's what it's hung on. Alright, don't hurt my fender. This isn't really easy. This way's not really working out. Alright, you go there. There we go. Alright, come on. Come on, fool. Hey, what's going on? Haha. Alright, what you call him? Hold on something. There we go. Okay, don't break my fender. That's what I don't want you to do. There you go. This engine's not heavy at all. Caught on something again. Yep, these front motor mount bolts. Should have taken them off. I don't know about y'all, but I think there's an engine sitting right in front of me that's out of a red four-wheeler. Oh yeah. And boom, guys, this thing is out. So, wasn't that hard to get out. And it ain't really that heavy. I mean, it's lighter than I thought it was. But here it is. It's out. And look at all that room for a Predator 212 in there. Wow, I think it actually will fit pretty decently. I mean, look. Okay, guys, look at this. Here's a wire right here. Oh no, here's one right here. Here's 1, 2. Wait, that's actually it. That's actually it. Oh wait, no. 3 and 4. There we go. Got 2 little wires right there. But yeah, that's literally it. That's all that there is. So, I love that there's nothing like no sensors, no any of that. I mean, just 4 wires and you're done. So, that's really nice. And now, look at that. Oh yeah. Now just imagine, guys, a Predator 212 sitting right there with a torque converter to a jack shaft, probably hook it right here, honestly. And then, you know, chain back there and this thing doing 60 miles an hour down the road. Yeah, because that's probably actually what it's going to do. 60 miles an hour. That'd be very scary. I would not recommend going 60 miles an hour on this thing. Because the steering up here, with this short little wheelbase, it gets sketchy. Oh yeah. Gets sketchy. I have realigned it, so that's good. I mean, there's not much I can do now. I mean, I guess I can put the front tires back on. Oh, I about forgot these bolts. And where they go? Oh, I'm stupid. Gotta put them back because I cannot lose them. Because me and Ivan might need them for the Predator 212. And plus, if I ever put that engine back in the four-wheeler, which I don't know if I will, probably not. But if I ever need them, I want them so they can work with those motor mounts over there. Get the other one put back in. Okay, guys, so while I put these screws in, if y'all guys have any video ideas that y'all would like to see me film, please comment down below. I have a few video ideas that I want. Fix camera. I feel like I'm like way over there. I have a few ideas that I want to do this summer. And I know I always say this, that I'm going to film a lot of videos and stuff, and I plan to make videos, but I never get to doing them just because I'm busy, or I'm not motivated, or anything. But, I need to start. I want this channel to take off. One, so I can make money, but two, it'd be cool to have, a little bit of a good fan base or something. And plus, I want to start making videos for you guys to watch. Because I enjoy making them. I enjoy watching myself make my own videos. But I enjoy watching my own videos. That's what I mean. And, well, I got all this land here. I'm getting this four-wheeler running. And once I get this four-wheeler running, I will have every single four-wheeler of my four-wheeler fleet running. And the go-kart, actually, all it needs is a clutch. And it'll be running again. And that actually has a little build series too. It might be turning into a racing go-kart. Maybe, I don't know. But there's plenty of stuff I can film. I just don't know what y'all guys want to see. So, if y'all have any ideas, comment them down below, okay? It can be hide-and-seek videos, stuff on four-wheeler. I can't really do anything with, like, trucks and stuff yet, or I can do stuff with the Model A, like fix the engine stuff, and, well, not yet, but if I do buy it, I can do like restoring videos and stuff, which I'll definitely do. Fixing the engine, stuff like that, as long as YouTube doesn't monetize it, because, I'm 15, and I can drive legally, but they think that's against the rules, so they demonetize my videos. So, if y'all guys have any ideas, put them down in the comments. Hopefully I'll make some videos this summer. I really need to, because I'm going to be working this summer trying to make some money, so I can get some money for projects like the red four-wheeler here, and the go-kart, and whatever else that I want to build with my friends and stuff. So, if y'all got any ideas, comment them down below, and just, stay tuned to the channel. But, let's get back to the red four-wheeler. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to put the front tires on and roll this thing out and go wash it, because that's filthy and it needs a bath. So we're going to give it a bath. Okay, so I got the jack here, and also one handy tool I have is this right here. What I took was a handle from like a car for your jack and stuff. I took it from a totaled car. So basically what I did is I cut the handle part off of your hands. So then you can just stick it into the drill, and look, go up way faster instead of cranking the handle very slowly. Because look how fast this is. You gotta get it right so it doesn't yank your arm. Way easier than cranking. Very easy. So if y'all guys like jack up four-wheelers and stuff a lot, make sure to get one of them. They're really easy and nice. Okay. Get the old wheel that's been sitting down here for, oh, that's the wrong side. Anyway. Here we go. Wow. These tires are definitely flat. So, might be getting some old Hoosier drag slicks from this thing. Put it on. maybe. There we go. Wow, haven't seen the wheels on this thing in a while. Put the lug nuts back on. So the next video on this build series, it'll probably come out in a week or maybe 2 weeks. I'm not completely sure because I'm not sure when me or Ivan are like planning to build this thing. I mean, I've already gotten all the parts and stuff, and I have the engine on its way, but, or no, I haven't gotten the engine yet, but I have all the parts on its way. But I'm not sure when me or Ivan is going to be building this, because that is going to be the next video. Is us, you know, getting the engine and then starting to build this thing. Alright. Wheel is on. Just gotta snug down those bolts. They're lug nuts, but I'm gonna wait for the wheel to get back on the ground. So let's get this side on. Oh my gosh. Look at all that oil right there. Well, that might be why. Yeah. Okay, so I got this tire on, so let's go ahead and lower it down. Alright. Let's get these lug nuts snug down. Got my impact. Nope, wrong socket. Alright, there's our socket. Alright, let's snug down these bolts. Kinda need that back. Thank you. Alright, that side's done. Let's get the other side. Alright, the front tires are on, so now just gotta clean up some wiring up there, get some wiring that doesn't need to be there out, and then we are gonna pressure wash this thing and get it ready for fabrication.